What is up, crypto Twitter or YouTube? Welcome back to my crypto journey. It's your boy Rodney. Happy Friday, and let's get into some cryptocurrency news. So the entire cryptocurrency market is down slightly on the day. One would say trading sideways. Bitcoin down 1%, Ethereum down about 1%, and we have XRP down 3.5%, with Dogecoin actually taking the W this morning, up 3.1%. And of course, our trending cryptos are Arkham, Barnbridge, and Whitebit token. Now, crypto's been pretty boring lately, but we have a huge update in another chapter of the crazy, insane story of betrayal, which is the collapse of FTX. Now, the collapse of FTX brought the entire cryptocurrency world to its knees last year, scaring a ton of investors out of the space. That's because it was one of the most trusted cryptocurrency exchanges. So today, the US Department of Justice accuses FTX founder, of course, SBF, of leaking private diary of Caroline Ellison. Insane. So Sam Bankman-Fried is attempting to publicly discredit government witness Caroline Ellison, who was once his business ally and romantic partner, the DOJ argued. So there was some sort of crazy polyamorous relationship they were having. Sam Bankman-Fried made her the, you could say, CEO of Alameda Research, which was the other company that Sam Bankman-Fried ran, which was commingling funds between them and FTX. Remember, she turned against him, as well as Gary Juan. They became government witnesses. So everyone is betraying everyone at this point. This to me is super, super petty. Even though if you're in Sam Bankman-Fried's shoes, you feel betrayed because these people that used to work with you and were reaping the benefits of all the shady things you guys were doing, and then they go and turn against you and become witnesses for the government. I know you feel betrayed, but this is insanely petty. Now, what was crazy is that we all kind of figured she was becoming a government witness because she was spotted in New York when Sam Bankman-Fried was on the run. And she stayed quiet, and so did Gary Wong, contrary to what SBF was doing. I mean, SBF was like probably a lawyer's nightmare after this whole situation happened, because he was going on Twitter and YouTube and all kinds of places, pretty much airing out all his dirty laundry. SBF was trying to publicly discredit her, sharing it with a journalist from the New York Times. And I was actually able to pay for the New York Times paper, and I read the entire thing, but I can't share that information with you guys because I believe it's copyrighted until they release it everywhere else. So I'll just cover what Cointelegraph and looks like Decrypt is sharing with us today. In her diary, Ellison described feeling overwhelmed by her job at Alameda Research, alongside other things like the pain from her romantic breakup with SBF and her professional insecurities. Remember, it seemed like Sam Bankman-Fried just put her in charge of Alameda Research just because he liked her and he wanted to give her that title. I mean, simping at its finest, right? He says, when the government learned this week that this article was forthcoming, defense counsel confirmed that the defendant had met with one of the article's author in person and had shared documents with him that were not part of the government's discovery material. So what this means pretty much is, like, when there's some sort of lawsuit or some sort of criminal investigation, there's discovery, and all that information that the government wants, you have to give to them. But this wasn't part of that. So this is just SBF doing the most to try to publicly discredit her. And they're saying it likely came from her or his personal Google Drive account. So it's something Caroline Ellison shared with him in secrecy, and he shared it with a reporter. And I don't know what's going to be shared in this journal that would stop him from getting any criminal charges or discredit him. I mean, from what I've read everywhere, it seems like she just was insecure about the situation. It was anxious about the whole FTX scandal and all the law enforcement people going after them because they wrecked a ton of people. But I'm not sure how this discredits her at all, really. It just seems like Sam Bankman-Fried is trying to get some get back because he probably feels betrayed that they are now government witnesses. So remember, she admitted to the fraud, right, related to the cryptocurrency exchange collapse of FTX. And apparently she wrote that it feels great that the day the FTX empire finally did collapse, because you know that as this was going on, they knew it was wrong, and this kind of like guilt kind of builds up. And then once you're caught, you kind of like just all that guilt is released, right? You don't have a guilty conscience anymore. The rest of these articles just cover what happened with FTX. We already know what happened with FTX, but I can't wait for more information to be released to the public so I can share some of the other things she said, because they're absolutely insane. The next piece of news is that U.S. House Republicans plan to introduce a bill to establish regulatory framework for crypto, which is a big deal because we need some sort of regulatory framework. And this bill may get passed since it looks like XRP defeat the SEC, and they kind of have no choice but to put some sort of comprehensive regulatory guidelines for crypto, because I believe that's what we need as an industry in order to move forward. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm sorry I couldn't share all the information with you guys because it is copyrighted. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.